all about people, which we have been talking about since yesterday, people and skills and education and all those important aspects of this technology, this business. So to moderate the session, we have got a person who has flown from abroad, and she is a Harvard Business School affiliate with more than 13 years of industry and 19 years of academic experience. So she is a corporate professional as well as an academician. Wow, wonderful, what a combination. She has worked with various organizations in India, and she leads people, process and tech transformation in all the group companies she heads. She is director of Rotatek Printing and Packaging Technologies. Dr. Gita Bajaj, please. She will be leading the topic, building the team, the stories of business mavericks that have led organizations to the next level. Now let me call mavericks who have really done wonders in their organizations. They have set up great systems. To begin with, I'm inviting this gentleman. He has got over 36 years of global experience in operations, supply chain projects, operations excellence, and is currently serving as the operations director at Tetra Pak India. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to you about Mr. Subodh Kulkarni. He is a PM Packaging Material Supply Chain Director with Tetra Pak India Private Limited. Sir, welcome. Welcome. Please. Our next speaker is the one whom you saw yesterday. She is a professor at PVG College of Engineering and Technology, Pune, head of Printing and Packaging Technology Department, Professor Madhura Mahajan. Welcome, please. Okay. The next panelist is an eminent person from the Delhi Printing Circle. This person has done tremendous work in terms of his business as well as the people development related with his business, and overall he has created huge impact on people and helped them rise higher, shine brighter and contribute better in their profession. He is Sanjeev Popli, Executive and Managing Director with Popli Graphics Private Limited. Welcome, sir. Please. All yours, ma'am, please. Yeah.
Am I audible? Yeah, thank you. All right. Very good evening to everybody, and thank you for dropping that cup of tea outside and being here. Thank you, Dr. Aynen, for getting everybody engaged over here. Thank you, Neetu, Anil, and the Flexo Summit curation team for introducing the people segment in the agenda. I think every session, every speaker was kind of touching upon the importance of people, but having a separate segment for people, thank you so much. That's amazing, yeah. And I hope this continues and catches on in the industry, right? An A team ensures a strategy turns into a reality. A B team finds excuses, converts deadlines into excuses. And that's the difference between an A team and a B team. This is why it's not your product, it is your team which is your competitive advantage. We saw that over the entire day, yesterday and today. Speaker after speaker were coming and saying it's people who make the difference, right? We had Chaturaji coming and saying operators are not engineers, they're artists. We had Alexandraji, he was, Mr. Alexandria, he was saying We're going to focus on education and people to make sure the industry thrives, right? And so very, very important for us to look at people and teams and how they create miracles when they come together. We've all read and heard stories from across industries. So we know of what ISRO's achieved. We know what Google and Microsoft and Infosys back here, Apple, teams that have created wonders, and we all read about them. There's less we know about a lot of things that must be happening in our own industry. And today's panel, we're going to spend some time to explore what's already happening, what are people already doing, and we have some very, very eminent panelists here who are going to share their experiences and their learnings with us today. So thank you, all of you here on the panel. Such a pleasure for me to be speaking to you and finding out what's happening. So my first question to you for Tetra Pak, right? I'm sure, I'm saying here that teams do miracles and they make the unachievable achievable. Have you seen anything like that yourself? Can you share an experience that proves what I'm saying is not a story, it's a reality?
Yeah, first of all, thank you Flexo Summit Asia for inviting Tetra Pak on this forum. It's an honor to be here among these eminent personalities and who are sitting in front of me and as well as on a dais. Now, this is an interesting question because it brings back the memories of last 30, 35 years. Actually, in Tetra Pak in India, we started with flexography since 1995, and it was pretty lonely because at that time in India, nobody was even aware that, okay, you can use flexo wide format, 1.3 meters, run those machines at 400 meters per minute speed with a consistent output. And we didn't have knowledge. And lot of our current partners who were then started supporting us, okay? So collaboration started since then. But we also realized one thing, that if Tetra Pak had to grow in this market, if we have to establish and create a strong foundation, we will need to create our own team. There is not going to be any shortcut. And that is how we started working on it. Of course, globally, within Tetra Pak, we started using TPM methodology as an operational excellence tool. And why? Why good team? Why TPM? Because in the end, our main focus was our customers, whom we were continuously giving a commitment that when they fill their product in Tetra Pak, we assure that that product is going to get an extended shelf life. That also means that we were talking about extremely good quality product, quality system. So it was not a question of just give it and forget it. We were talking about a packaging system, packaging laminate, which will withstand the whole of a supply chain. And that also means that using a right tool, we had to create a team which will deliver those commitments to our customers. So that's why that A team was extremely essential. So we started recruiting from the universities, we started recruiting from the colleges, because that kind of a talent was not available who could understand what we wanted. And we realized that we were in a sort of phase of setting up our own university internally. So A team, that concept started taking a shape since those days. Now over the last three decades, I think we have made a decent job, because somebody yesterday they said in this forum that our ambition is to become a Tetra Pak in flexible packaging. And I said, what do you mean? They said, no, we know that Tetra Pak has reached that particular excellence level, and we would like to achieve that. And that also means that how people, how external world is looking at us. And that clearly indicates that, yes, whatever we started with, we have at least reached somewhere. Right. And of course, that has happened because of the kind of efforts that we took on our team, developing those people.
Right. And that's so encouraging, Because what you're saying is that even if there is nobody available in the market to do what you want them to do, if you have a clarity of what you want and then you invest on building those teams, it's possible to do it.
Absolutely.
It's possible to do it. So that's amazing. I think that gives us all a big hope because we've been talking of shortage of workforce, and therefore that's really encouraging. And then setting the standards high and then working towards it and ensuring those standardizations is important. I get that. That's from a converter point of view. Sanjeev ji, you're into a we are in the same industry but a very different kind of industry. You're into machinery making, which is not large scale people doing and standardization, but it's more about putting teams together to respond to customer needs and creating those machines. How's been the experience with you?
So first of all, hello. First of all, we are not the machine manufacturers, but we work very close with machine manufacturers. So the DNA of our company by choice is that we are solution providers. So what difference is between the big larger companies and the company like us, we have to create miracle every day to survive. So what could have been a miracle maybe 10 years back would be not relevant today. So in a similar way, if I remember some of the projects what we took, apart from consumables, as we provide different solutions, so every day there is a challenge with a converter and we try to provide the solutions, talking to our principals and constantly pushing them to get a certain solution, integrate with whatever solutions what we have and provide that. If I remember about 15 years back, the personalization of the check started, and I met Raneshji also in that journey where pack-to-pack was introduced, digital wasn't there, and worldwide they were producing by computer stationery with the aluminum PS plates, and we integrated with the polyester masters. So we try to integrate whatever the technologies from different platform is there and provide solutions under one umbrella. Or a couple of years back, we worked very closely with one of our principal manufacturers where the demand of coating machines came, and we pushed them to make that machine. We installed at a beta test site, and it was a teamwork of 3 people, like we were from printing background, the other gentleman was an IIT engineer, and the third was the marketing and a commercial director. So all of us 3 used to sit together, installed at a beta test site. I, as a printing engineer, would give my feedback what the industry wanted. As an IIT engineer, he would do whatever is possible as the manufacturing process, and a commercial and marketing director would do that. So these are some kind of, and now I'm very proud to say that they are fully booked for 1 year, that product is internationally accepted now. So these are some things which, give a lot of satisfaction, and it's a teamwork.
Right.
It's a teamwork.
Right. So getting the right people together and then they put together a solution is what you're saying.
As we just heard, the collaboration, once we have the right people together and then collaborating.
And then allow them to do what they want to do or what they think can be done.
Roles.
Yeah. In fact, that's what we are able to create, how we are able to create great teams is actually based on 2 pillars, the foundations. One is the talent itself and the culture. Talent where you have expertise, and talent where you have leadership, collaboration, ownership, and all of that is what we look for in the talent. And a culture which is able to nurture and allow them to blossom in that and achieve what they want to, something where they're able to take ownership and deliver. I think those are the 2 pillars which we need to think about. And Madhura madam, you must be working with the students to create such competence in the talent so that the industry is happy to get that talent. So tell us, what are you doing, and is government helping? Are there other industry people? What's the kind of support you get, and what are the kind of things you are doing to ensure that the talent is able to be part of such A teams?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Good evening. So first thing, when I need to supply talent to industry, okay, so the product for me is the student, of course. So I have to first build a team myself. So the team has to be such in the department that will, cater to the requirements of the industry. So along with running a curriculum, which is a part and parcel of academics, so we need to run the curriculum, conduct exams, okay, that's part of it. Apart from that, there are so many other things, so many other activities which have to be run, which either the industry demands, either an overall university pattern demands, which the students can expect, okay, or the institute expects. So it could be in terms of conducting workshops, revenue generation, whatever. So, and I don't have a choice to select a team for me, right? So whatever I have to ensure that with whatever talent they are already having, whatever interest they are having, they have to complete the curriculum, yes. But at the same time, whatever strengths they possess in order to bring the best out of the student is something which I have to focus upon. So my faculty is, there will be somebody who is keen on research, there will be somebody who will work on projects on ISKCON, for ISKCON, on Indian knowledge system. Or so somebody is not into, so this faculty is a creative person. Then there will be faculty who is a machines person. So I have to ensure and bring out the best part of each of these people who are in the department to ensure that, yes, the kind of a holistic development is happening. At the same time, trying to utilize their individual skills and talents. Coming to the part which you said about government. So yes, today government in terms of education has become very progressive, we all know. And new education policy has come in place. And because of the new education policy, only academics is not the focus. So there are so many other aspects now which the student also must learn simultaneously. So right from learning cooking, an engineering program has a cookery class also. That's the latest development which the faculty has to now cater to. So so like this, so it's like everything we have to understand the you can say the skills already there in the student and try to bring out the best in him also. So like this, because of NEP, all these different aspects have also come up. And NEP has basically given us more emphasis on experiential learning. And so community engagement programs or problem-based learning or project-based learning. And at the same time, so this starts from the first year itself. And then final year, the students work on industry projects. So all these hands-on or experiential projects give a student a way to connect with somebody, like, either a community or an industry person or whomsoever they are having projects to work on. So this is another aspect. And again, government also means through the curriculum, they have made certain courses compulsory. So if I am teaching print, if my program is printing and packaging technology, it comes under a core category. It's not a tech category. But they have ensured that we teach the tech subjects. So tech subjects like AI, ML has to be taught. 3D printing has to be taught. Then robotics is one of the subjects which has to be catered to. So like this, things are changing and it's in a development phase. It's not, this new education policy is not in a matured phase. So we don't know where it is going to lead, but I'm sure the experiential learning part will definitely help industry to get talent which will possess hands-on experience.
No, very nice that the government is insisting on getting newer technologies into the curriculum, and this cookery part is very interesting. I guess it will create some gender parity also, because if in engineering colleges we are going to teach cookery, they might as well help at home, right? So that's the offshoot, a positive offshoot of that. And do you get help from the industry? I understand. Let me move to Sanjeev ji first. Sanjeev ji, you have a Kaushal program that you've been running since 2020. Can you tell everybody about that? It's quite inspiring to know what you've been doing.
This program is very close to my heart actually. This all started during COVID program, and we were interacting with Madhura during that time, and we found that the students were very, very anxious, and there are a lot of anxiety issues coming on. And then the first batch, I think 5 or 6 of us, Suhas, myself, Subodh, and a couple of our friends, we all decided, let's pitch in. And we took 4 students each. And we started, talking to them and trying to ease them out. And in turn, it was also reassuring us. It was helping us also. So it was very satisfying, and it helped them, I believe so. And it helped us also. But after COVID, we were thinking that, whenever we used to go for an interview or whenever we were trying to expand, we always used to hear because manpower problem is there. So we were all talking. We have been talking for last 2 days also, but talking will not solve the problems. Working will solve the problems. That was the, and then everybody wants to start with big. And it doesn't happen because you make a big program and it doesn't happen. So we decided, let's take a small step without making much fun and fair, and we started inviting students. And we were lucky that we deal in different technological, one of the world's best players and international players. And they really supported us. And we created a platform where in the internship programs, we could talk to them, we can teach them, and practically hands-on experience. Because the problem what we found, we interacted with the universities also, and they were also right in their perspective. They can teach theoretically. The kind of advancement what is happening in the market, it is impossible for any institute in the world which can have all those machineries updated every year. But it is possible that the industry can come forward and give them experience. Later on, when we dig in, we found that the internship programs, what the students were doing was really an eyewash and inadequate. Bigger companies used to invite students for the internship, and they were asked to stand as an alien and just to watch, which actually didn't help them. So we made a program, and I'm very happy that it is involved in that way, where the student used to come, they learn, we also have some guests who are specialized in their subject, and then they are given a project so the internship becomes with a purpose, and they are given an opportunity to utilize the machines, they use the machines, hands-on experience, and when they go back, they are much more confident. So, though we never wanted to have it in such a big platform, but we thought we'll share, because it is not that what we are doing, what we want is that every organization should take a small step. The problem is that we are thinking of bigger steps, bigger universities, or bigger programs, and actually it doesn't execute. So we thought, let's make some start, and we are very happy, and it gives us lot of satisfaction how the student get it transformed within that 6 weeks.
And Sanjeevji, all of us know when we were back in college, what a difference an internship makes and the quality of the internship. Like whether you really get to do the work that you're supposed to do and learn, right? Or is it an eyewash? And I think it's really important that they get good projects, and then that period becomes the most meaningful period of the entire college life. So I think it's wonderful. In fact, I would like to know, just a raise of hands, how many of you do have an internship program, like a formal internship program? I see one hand there, and I see one hand, oh, okay. So I'm seeing a couple of hands here, so I'm so happy to see this, I think. But I think in this large audience, we should all think about it, because if we're talking about building talent, as industry, we will all have to contribute. It's very important, and Ranish keeps talking about it all the time and telling me, hello, you've come from academics, at least take a front seat on that and make sure in the industry there are people. So bring people, teach them, even if they go. So one of the challenge which we keep hearing is when Madhura ma'am, students come from college, and then after that they'll learn, and even if you take freshers, they'll come, they'll learn 1-2 years, and then they want to move to another company. They don't want to stick till they have switched a few companies, seen how the industry is like, and then they settle down in one place, right? They don't join one place because because they feel they've missed out on something. They want to go at other. One of the reasons why companies don't take freshers, I'm not saying you tell the students not to switch, but I think as industry professionals, if we look at it in a bigger scape, we should know if they're going to join us and they're going to move to some other company, it's okay, they're going to learn in some other company and come to us. And so it's fine. But as an industry, there's going to be so much better talent available to us. And of course, we will still have to shoulder more of that talent once they join in, which brings me to the next aspect of what do we do with that talent once they join us, right? And Subodhji, you have a very wonderful induction program, right? A very elaborate induction program for your new joinees. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. See, as I mentioned that for almost 3 decades, we have driven our agenda of excellence in our organization. And we also realize one thing that when we recruit somebody, unless we inject this operational excellence part into that brain, automatically the person is not going to start delivering. It takes time. So we created training programs which includes zero mindset. So zero mindset, when I say, it's about zero accident, zero breakdown, zero waste, zero customer complaint. What does that zero part means? A person needs to understand, okay? And once you start driving that, they also need to be taught what is the importance of standardization, why we want a clearly driven discipline approach in every activity that they will be performing when they will actually start working on a shop floor. Then we have also created now a digitized training modules, because we realize that since last couple of years we have started seeing attrition level going up. That also means we started losing our trainers. And what we said that yes, now this is a time where digitize the operational trainings so that the standardization within those trainings can be achieved. So today, as a part of this induction program, which usually is around 3 months, the new joinees need to undergo these different training modules. During those trainings, their overall performance and their understanding level is assessed. And as a part of the TPM, we have an education and training pillar, which also monitors these individuals once they start taking their roles on the machines as a senior operator, junior operator, or whatever might be their role. And through this particular process, we keep getting the feedback, what has been the effectiveness of this training, what has been the effectiveness of this induction program, and through that, we keep getting some corrections in place. So as a result, what happens from the day one, when the person starts moving around on the shop floor, we don't need to really worry about his understanding about this safety, quality, and overall operational efficiency part of the aspect. So this induction, we have realized it is must, it is mandatory, and that is how we have created that basic foundation in our plant.
Right.
And this has become a part of our culture.
Correct.
So this is how we develop our talent pool.
The other part which we were saying, the second pillar,
Yeah.
the culture
Yep.
starts to build from here, because that's where you start talking about them,
Exactly.
start talking to them at the time when they join,
Exactly.
right? And such an important thing, because a lot of times when we go and talk to people and line managers, etc., they say, yeah, we have an induction program. Who does the induction? The line manager. When, as soon as they join, they go and join the department, and then the line manager teaches what you have to do, and that's the induction. Well, that's not induction, right? That's not induction. Also because it's a very narrow view they have of the whole organization. So inductions really give a opportunity to new joiners to get a sense of the entire industry and where the company is within the industry and what's the culture like, what's accepted, what's not accepted, and then for
there is one
example,
more aspect.
standards.
There is one more aspect that we call our teams. If they are operating the printing press, then that's an autonomous team. There is not going to be any supervisor telling them what to do.
Right.
They are on their own. Once they come in the morning at 7 o'clock, they know exactly what they are going to do next 8 hours.
Wow.
Nobody is going to guide them and nobody is going to supervise them.
Right.
And to create that kind of autonomous team, you need to have a very strong standardized process and standard foundation.
Right. Right. And induction into that process.
Exactly.
So have a process and induct into that process. It's so amazing, and all those who have the induction programs, I'm sure you know what we're talking about. And in the bigger companies, I mean, I'm just switching back to my own days as a professor. I was leading the induction programs for ABB for 6 years. 180 to 200 engineers, graduate engineers, they used to take every year, and they used to come to MDI Gurgaon. They used to be with us for 2 weeks, where we used to kind of induct them into the ABB culture. So we as professors and with the faculty member, with the ABB, some of the people from ABB, we used to do 2 weeks of their induction. Then for 6 months, they were sent to different locations of ABB, all the factories of ABB, where they would go and learn and then come back for 1 week. And when they come back for 1 week, they would present all that they have learned in different places. And through that, they used to get their postings, their roles, and their performance during these 6 months was observed, and which helped them to get. We've started an induction program in VINSAK, where we do it twice a year, and it is two weeks. So because we don't have 180 joining us at the same time, so it's very difficult for us. So what we do is, we do it twice a year, 2 weeks to 2.5 weeks. We are so geographically spread. So what we do is, we do an online program, and we make sure there are these surprise meetings in between the new joinees and people in different locations, people at different levels. And so by the end of the program, within 2 weeks, everybody who's part of the organization feels they know the industry, they know everybody in the company, what are our goals, our vision, and someone at every location.
Absolutely.
You know, otherwise it could take you 6 months to a year to know even a single person in another location. So thank you, but yeah, it's really something that's given us great returns. And at the end of the program, every new joinee says, we've never been through something like this before, because they come from various organizations. So it's a great bonding that happens. That brings me to the next aspect of teams, which is where the teams are geographically dispersed. I think everyone sitting in this room is in a way working with teams or companies across the globe, right? They're into either imports or exports or both. And they also have their offices or factories at multiple locations. So Sanjeev ji, you've been working with very, very internationally dispersed teams. How do you think, what are the challenges, and how do you harvest the opportunities that come as a result?
See, one of the things what we saw was that whatever is relevant to us may not be applicable to the other country. So whatever the conditions in what the SOPs are been converted in India or implemented in India may not be valid across the other part of the world. Because the social economical situations of the different places plays a very vital role of the HR process of the different companies. In Subodh will say they have an 8-hour shift, but if you go to Europe, it's 5 days a week. If you go to France, it's 4 days a week. So you can't have the same things. And also, what the worry of a person working in Pune could be very much that worries will not be there somebody who's working in Spain.
Yeah.
He will have his own issues. So these are here. If the person is not performing, there is a next person available. There are people in line. Whereas I have seen in some European countries where to retain because there are no people are not there. And now with the new policies coming everywhere across the world, they don't want somebody, an immigrant, to come in. So to hold that person, I went to a factory in Spain. They had built a very beautiful gym, and I thought it was like some commercial place but they said, no, this is something which you've created because the gym membership outside is very expensive. This comes free with
right.
with the employee.
Correct.
So that's what I said. There are different working conditions and there have to be different standards for.
Right, right.
So that's the main difference I saw. Everything has to be customized.
Right, right. And different countries bring with them different opportunities and different challenges, right? Like what you said, 3 days and 4 days. In fact, you were also sharing something about this variation. Would you like to add?
No, in fact, within our factories, like in India, we have quite a different working pattern. And I don't think I have seen this working pattern anywhere else in the industry. So we have, say, 2 days morning, 2 days afternoon shift, and 2 days night shift with a 2 days off. And our team enjoys that kind of a working. If I ask them that, okay, now you are going to do a morning shift or night shift, full day, full week, they said, no, we like this. And that gives them a flexibility, and that hardship of a shift working is not felt. This is what they say. And this has become now part of our culture. In our other countries like our Singapore factory or in Chinese factories, they have their independent, localized way of working depending on whatever are their specific local needs. So yeah, we have to maintain that kind of a flexibility, even though we try to maintain one single standard across the organization globally.
Right. So while we have a global vision of what we want to achieve, how we achieve it will have to be more tailored to the culture and the regulations. I think the regulations are also very different.
Yep.
We're now there in Spain in Rotatek. We have 1750 hours in a year that they will work. You can't make them work more than that, right?
Yep.
That's a union signing actually.
Absolutely.
And different unions have different number of hours that you can have, and so you would have to adhere to that, and also appreciating their challenges. That's what I keep talking about also. We take a lot of pride in the way we do a very intense, high commitment, hard working teams in India. But sometimes we have to realize it's more possible in India because we have a lot of help back home, which in Europe may not be possible because they have to go back home and do everything on their own, right? So having that consciousness of how different places bring different challenges, and then they bring some opportunities, some strengths which we harvest, and that's there. So that brings me to one kind of diversity. We're talking cultural. What about the gender diversity? Okay, so last question and then we wrap up.
Please.
Gender diversity. So anything is it important? Does it make a difference? And anything that you guys are doing to improve that? Quick answer. Because I'm going to honor the time, this thing. So
we are working at Tetra Pak. We are certainly working on this, and I would say we have already reached up to around 10% of our workforce is ladies, and including working on a shift, including working on the machines. We would like to make all our activities and operations across our factory gender neutral. That is our ambition. Maybe in the future having one full shift with run by ladies.
So
and of course it brings a big change. It makes a difference. That is what we have seen.
In the next year panel, we're going to check is the shift already running, and have you been able to move from 10 to 20%?
Certainly.
Madhura madam, quick.
See, when
very fast, yeah.
Take admission, I'm sure they take admission with a purpose, and they come with some passion, they want to work with dedication, they want to prove themselves. So if they are taking admission, seeking admission, working 4 years hard on that, I think it's very important that they get the right place in the industry. And I'm happy that companies are changing culture and there's more of gender diversity. And because the more presence is there in the industry, female presence is there in the industry, is going to attract more women in the curriculum, in the course, in the program.
It's a
So
two-way thing, Madhura ma'am. Please make sure we have more girls there so that we can hire more. If we don't have them there in the pool,
wouldn't
how do we
come.
hire them, right?
Exactly.
So please do
Right.
something.
So
Sanjeev ji.
I have an answer to you. This time in a Kaushal internship program, out of 8 students, 6 were girls.
Very nice.
6 were girls, and they have done a wonderful project. The project is available on our desk. So that's one thing. And second proof is my daughter has joined me. So that's another proof.
That's
what I
another
can
one,
say.
good. And that will make a difference in your company. She'll
Absolutely.
attract more. That's very good. Do you think that if there are girls, if you add girls into an all boys kind of teams, it makes a difference? Big difference. What's the big difference? Everybody starts behaving.
Okay, we can say that in a way, but I think you get a totally different perspective in a team.
Right.
That we have observed.
Thank you and right. Thank you so much. And I think I'm going to end this with one thing. I think all of us together need to take responsibility of building this talent and building A teams, because as one of the earlier speakers said, our competition is not with each other. No, not at all. Our competition is with the software industry, with the IT industry, with the FMCG. Everybody is choosing. If they are going to choose all of that as their first choice, printing and packaging will only be an accidental choice. We don't want people who are here accidentally. We want those people who choose to come here, and for that, very important that the industry attracts the Gen Z, and we work towards that. So thank you so much,
Wow.
the panelists.
That has been a great session.